Mechanic here. I got a 2014 Jeep Liberty, and I'm not sure if these things have an airlock problem or not, but I decided to pick this little jewel up, the OEM Tools Airvac Coolant Refiller off of Amazon. I think after tax, tag, and title, it was $92. I think it's going to be a good investment. We're going to use it, so stick around. All right, so this is what's in the box. First, we have our instructions, of course. This is the 5-piece kit. They also have a 3-piece kit. I picked up the 5-piece kit because, you know, more stuff. So what comes in the box? Well, we got a venturi, and this is what's going to pull the vacuum down on your coolant system. Okay, and this is the block. It has a gauge on top. It's like an anodized aluminum looking body. Looks like it's pretty good construction here. This right here you tighten up. It swells this right here, and then this is your coolant hose. This is going to be when you refill it. This is your fill hose. This goes in the new coolant tank. Now this isn't to pull it out. This is just a refiller. Some systems do both. This is not one of those. What you have here is various sizes that fit your coolant jugs. So what you would do is you find the one that fits your coolant jug correctly. I had one that did fit the coolant jug. I've already test fitted it, but it wouldn't suck down, so we used this, and it did wonderful. I'll show you already that this one is going to be the one that we're going to use for this coolant reservoir right here. So first I'm going to stick that down in the coolant reservoir, and then I'm going to bring my tool over, put that in, and twist this to tighten it up. It was already tightened. I had it in and out. Once the vacuum goes down on it, though, it pulls down real nice. You're going to want, this is your fill hose here, the one with the filter on the end of it. So just drape that out of your way for now. You want to make sure that thing's closed, and then this one we're going to close for now, but when we hook up our venturi to it, we're going to hook up our venturi, turn it on, open this hose, and that should drop this gauge. I'm going to get that set up. Now to hook up this venturi, I noticed it was a little hard to get in here, so I had a little lubricant gel that I put on here to make it slide in there a little easier. And what you do to put that onto that is you pull this back, push it on, and then let that go. I don't have 3 hands, so okay, so as you see, I've got that venturi hooked up to the tool, and I've got my air hooked up to the venturi. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Straight is on. Turn that on, and now you see the gauge. See the gauge is pulling down there. So we're pulling a vacuum on the system right now is what we're doing. I'm going to let that go ahead and sit there for a minute. And if you notice, the hoses are collapsing flat. This thing's flat right now. Hose is flat. When you suck all the air out of the system, your hoses go flat. Now where are we at on the gauge here? Oh, we're down to about 25. I'm going to tighten the collar a little bit here. Okay, and as you see, we're down to about 26. And it's still slowly dropping. Now, what you can do, if you want to check to see if you have a leak, is shut this off. Now you can turn your air off because it's not doing any good. And then you want to sit here and watch your gauge. Make sure it doesn't drop. We'll come back to that in a minute. We've had our gauge hooked up for a few minutes here. I've got the valve shut off here. I've got the valve shut off here. So I'm not putting air to the venturi, and I have this closed so I'm not pulling air against the system. I'm not sucking it down. So it's totally closed. We also have to have that handle closed too. This is what's going to bring our new coolant in. So I'm totally closed, and I'm sitting here steady at 26, right? So we're gonna let that sit a few more minutes and make sure we stay there, and then we'll fill it up. All right, now we've been holding there a few minutes steady. So what we're gonna do now is this hose here with the filter on it is I've now put into a coolant bottle, and now I've got this shut off. I've got this shut off, right? So now I'm gonna open this, and what that's gonna do is that's gonna pull the coolant into the system for me. I want to be careful not to run it dry. We're going to have to put some water, cut some water into this here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and shut that off. All right, so it stopped pulling the coolant, right? And I'm going to top this off with some water because it's almost empty. All right, now I've topped it off with water, and I'm going to go ahead and continue to fill the system here. As you can see, the gauge is dropping as it's doing it. Hoses are still flat, so we still got pretty good vacuum on there. So it's still got some to fill up here. Checking my bottle, make sure I'm not running out. You don't want to suck a whole lot of air in there. It'd be better to have like a clean 5-gallon jug around, or a 5-gallon pail around, just for this procedure. Now our hoses are not flat anymore, and we're back to 0. So looks like our service is done. What we need to do is disconnect the tool, run it for a little bit, make sure the levels are right, and hit the road with it. So hey man, appreciate you watching today. This is the Angry Mechanic. If you like my videos, please like, share, subscribe. Come back and see me, because I'll put new stuff up here in the future. Thanks. Have a great one.